Hello everyone! Thanks so much for tuning in today with me. I'm really excited to be sharing a project for you featuring the Simon Says Stamp April 2020 card kit. I've already created a card using this kit and I loved working with it so much that I wanted to create another card. And today's project is part of the Simon Says Stamp United We Craft blog party. If you are looking for some crafty inspiration, you better stop over to the Simon Says Stamp blog because there are over 100 designers participating in an inspiring blog party where you can jump from blog to blog to see all sorts of different crafty projects using Simon Says Stamp products. Let's get into the project that I'm going to be creating today. I've got the Follow the Rainbow stamp set that's included in the card kit, and I'm going to start by stamping this onto some of the pattern paper that's included in the kit as well. This is Whimsy Stamps rainbow paper. Gorgeous prints in this paper, and I've really loved working with this kit because this kit is really colorful, it's bright and happy, and it also has some great encouraging messages in this stamp set that are perfect for the times that we're living in right now where things are pretty uncertain and everybody could use some encouragement. So what you're seeing me do right now is stamp the umbrella onto the pattern paper. I stamped it twice for some good crisp impressions. And then I'm going to stamp the skirt portion of this image onto the paper as well. This is giving me some pieces that I can then fussy cut out of this pattern paper so it looks like the skirt and the umbrella are colored with these pattern papers. I'm going to use my fine tip fussy cut scissors from Cutter Bee to cut these images out. I'm cutting right up to the black line of the stamped image. So I'm going to get a really nice crisp finish once I attach this onto another version of this stamped image. And I'll get to that in just a second. Before I move on to that though, I am going to take a black Copic marker. You can use any black marker you have in your stash. And I'm going to go over all of the white core of the paper, all those edges, to cover those up and give them a really nice black line. Onto a piece of Neenah white cardstock, I stamped that girl image again, and this time I'm coloring it with Copic markers. I'm coloring her legs, her shoes, and the water puddle that she's standing in with my markers. Now, before I go any further, part of the United We Craft blog party is sharing what is going on behind the scenes as we're creating. And you know what's going on behind my video camera? My cats. My cats bring so much joy to me, and I really love having them around as I craft. Even when they do something like this, sit right in front of my filming space. So here's Oscar. He is almost a year old at this point, and he loves to sit on my desk, and he loves to play around with the different things that I have here, because of course, there's a lot of cool stuff when we're crafters. And he loves to play with his brother Thomas. Here they are playing in my craft room. They love to chase each other around, doing funny little antics to tease each other. Oscar here was trying to get Thomas to play, but that wasn't working so well. So he moved on to playing with the paper pieces that end up on the floor when I'm crafting. And that's Maddie there in the corner that you saw. So my cats love to hang around with me, and even when they're done playing around and they're exhausted, they sleep in my craft desk, believe it or not. They have a bed, but you know cats, they're going to sleep wherever they feel like it. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of behind the scenes crafting. Typically I cut out the parts where my cats get involved on my crafty desk and then end up in my footage. But I wanted to be able to share that with you today because of the fact that the United We Craft blog party is all about creating together and creating with the people that you have in your home, because right now we're all stuck at home, and my little fur babies, they may not be very helpful in the craft room, but they definitely keep me lots of company, and they also give me a lot of joy. All right, so now we're moving back to the project after that little interruption. So what you're seeing me do now is I'm cutting out the image that I stamped onto the white cardstock, and I'm leaving a white border around it. This is going to allow me to then layer the pieces that I cut from the pattern paper onto this image. The umbrella is going to be the special part. I'm taking an action wobble. These are really fun little springs, and I'm going to attach it to the back side of my umbrella, the pattern paper one. After I've sandwiched that on, I'm going to remove the other backer piece from the bottom of the action wobble, and I'm going to attach that down onto my main image. I'm being very careful as I line this up so that way it's nice and even along with the image that's underneath. But this is really fun because it gives this really cool interactive effect to my card. All right, so at this point we're getting towards the end of the project, and the next step is to create a background for my image. I pulled out the Clouds for Days stencil that's included in the kit and some shaded lilac Distress Oxide ink. Using a blending brush, I'm just going to blend on some of that Distress Oxide color, creating these really cool cloud layers. I really love the versatility of this stencil because you can create custom backgrounds really easily, and this creates a really cool dimensional scene for my stamped image. Using foam tape to attach my girl right into the middle of this card panel. Then I'm going to bring in some of the rain images that are in the stamp set, and I'm going to stamp these using a little clear block and some Simon Says Stamp Intense black ink. I'm being kind of random with the placement of the raindrops. I just want them to look as if there's a little bit of a shower going on behind the image, and I think this really adds some interest. For sentiments, I thought I would use a friendship theme in this card. I figured this would be a really cool card to send to one of my friends. I'm going to stamp the word friend onto some black cardstock, emboss that with white embossing powder, and then the supporting sentiment is going to get stamped onto some doll pink cardstock and again embossed with white embossing powder. Once I heat emboss these sentiments, I'm going to go ahead and cut them out and adhere them down onto my card. Finally, I finished things off with a few sequins from the Simon Says Stamp Strawberry Shortcake mix. It's one of my absolute favorite mixes. And then I'm going to pop my scene panel up onto a sea glass cardstock card base that is slightly larger than an A2 size card. I think the finished measurements were about 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. Alright, so that's going to finish up this cool action wobble umbrella card. I really love how if you use the spring on the umbrella, it makes the umbrella move. And I think it's a really fun way to add an unexpected surprise to this card. I have really enjoyed working with the April 2020 card kit from Simon Says Stamp because of all of the beautiful products that are in the kit. So many happy colors, great imagery, and some amazing sentiments make this kit a really awesome must-have and something really fun to work with, especially during these times. I hope you'll stop by my blog to get more information on the Simon Says Stamp United We Craft blog party. I also hope that you enjoyed the sneak peek behind the scenes at my little fur babies who are constantly hanging around me. If that video was any indication, right now I'm surrounded by all 4 of them as I'm voicing over this video. They're surprisingly being very quiet, so it's making my job a lot easier. Anyway, I hope that you were inspired today, and thank you so much for tuning in and spending time with me. I will be back again very soon with more to share, but until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.